Testing 1, 2, 3, guys. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Vencabot Pizza and Movie Action. My name is David. I'm joined on the mic tonight by my friends Eat and Henry. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Oh my!
Hey, how you doing?
Dude, this is gonna be sick, guys. So tonight we're doing a Pizza and a Movie triple feature with Bela Lugosi films. So Bela Lugosi, of course, is known by most people, even plebs like me, as Dracula from Universal film back in 1931, I believe. And this is the decade immediately following that. So our first film tonight is going to be called The Death Kiss from 1932. This is the year after Dracula, and I believe stars pretty much the entire main cast of Dracula. It's kind of like a reunion. And then we're watching 1941's Invisible Ghost and 1942's The Bowery at Midnight. So we're watching three films spanning about a 10-year span immediately after Dracula. So before we get started here, Eat, what are your thoughts on these films already right out the gate? What are you excited about?
I haven't seen any of them, and I'm excited for this ride.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at, dude. What about you, Henry? I heard that you got some, if you guys don't know, twitch.tv/BrotherNeroFGC. This guy not only plays Third Strike and retro and other, obscure kind of games, but also he's a huge nerd about horror films and B-movies in general. He's the biggest expert I know. And as I understand it, he's going to give us a little bit of a breakdown here about Bela Lugosi before we even get started. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? So the funny thing about movies back in the day is because you got to remember, VHS wasn't available until like the late 70s, early 80s. And I'm talking Betamax and VHS. So if a movie came out and it went off in theaters, it was gone. You never got to see it again unless they reran it in later theaters down the road. So a lot of times they would recycle casts over and over again because no one would remember who would play the actors in the movies for the small parts. So that would happen sometimes.
That's interesting.
So, like, if you watch Dracula and Frankenstein, they're basically the same cast. It's just that they have a couple of people changing and out. They even filmed, I think, The Mummy on some of the same sets as Dracula.
That's amazing. It's really interesting that they could, get away with that a little bit easier back then, like you said, because there's no home video.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then Bela Lugosi, born in 1892 in, of all places, Transylvania, Hungary.
Wow, no way. No way. Cool. That's too godlike.
Well, I forget his real last name, but Lugosi is based off. He took the stage name Lugosi from the town that he was born in called Lagos, which is in Hungary, out in Europe. So he left his home at the age of 12 to become an actor. He was that determined to become an actor. He started working in stage play stuff.
Wow. He
became somewhat successful by the time he was 20, when he got invited to the Budapest National Theater. And then made his way over to America and he was in several movies before Dracula. A lot of bit parts. They had him dressed up as a sheik a lot of times. He was like always portrayed like as a foreign European guy. He did not know English, and so majority of his scripts that he would read and learn, he learned phonetically. So he would just learn the sounds and then just play them out.
And then say
he didn't learn English proper until 1930, 1931 when Dracula came out.
Probably very little idea what he was saying, right? Just kind of reading the words as they're pronounced, but not really knowing what he's saying necessarily.
And he just knew his timing and just knew his stuff.
Wow.
He got the stage role of Dracula when he first and so he played that on Broadway. He was a huge success.
I had no idea. I'm so glad to have you here, Henry.
Yeah, Dracula was initially a stage play.
So he played. So he played Dracula before he was actually Dracula in the movie.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Dracula, the movie, was initially intended to be for Lon Chaney, but Chaney died of throat cancer right after he filmed a movie called The Unholy Three. And then they also were going to cast Peter Lorre, Conrad Veidt, who was in Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Okay.
And they did not want Bela Lugosi for the main role. He had to audition, and he'd basically pester Carl Laemmle Jr., the head of Universal, to get the part, and he finally got the part. He was paid $3,500, which was actually a third less than the two main actors in Dracula.
Wow,
which is crazy. But he really wanted the part, so that's what it was.
Interesting.
And he was famous.
Walking Wikipedia right now,
dude. I love this stuff, so it's like it's crazy.
That's sick.
So he was offered the role of the monster in Frankenstein. And gave him a very early script, but he turned it down because, one, it didn't have any lines. Two, he was everyone admits that he was very vain. He wanted to show off his face. And,
okay, that's amazing.
Wanted to be seen by the camera. But also, three, and the thing that people often forget is that the original script for Frankenstein wasn't very good. There was not a whole lot of nuance and ethos attached to the script. It was just a big dumb monster movie. And then it got offered to Boris Karloff, and then by that time James Whale got attached to it, the director, and the entire script changed, and that's how you got Frankenstein, how you know it today.
Okay.
And Lugosi regretted it. He really, really regretted turning it down. So what you have after Dracula is him saying, "I'll never make that mistake again." And so he starts taking movies every chance he gets.
Yeah,
and
he did a lot of movies.
He didn't care what the quality was, who was directing. He just wanted to work. He was one of those kind of workaholic kind of actors that just wanted to do. So these 3 movies came up after Dracula, and I think they became before he ended up doing Son of Frankenstein, which is where he became Igor for that one, when he worked with Boris Karloff for the first time. And these are before his classics with Karloff, with the Black Cat and the Raven and the Invisible Ray and those kind of things.
Interesting.
And there's such good movies that he's done. And I think this is even before White Zombie came out.
Yeah, I think you're right too.
After Frankenstein, Universal had kind of dropped him, and he became kind of freelance because he had done a movie called what was it? Murders in the Rue Morgue, and it was a really good movie. He got a lot of praise for it, but it didn't do well in the box office. So Universal dropped his contract, so he became kind of a freelancer, which is why you have him all over the place in so many different movies.
Interesting. So have you seen this movie before, Nero? This is called The Death Kiss.
I've not seen this one.
Sick.
I think I've seen the last one we're going to watch, bits and pieces, and I have not seen the second one, so I have to check these out.
I'm pumped. So this movie, I believe, is going to be like a whodunit. It's not a horror film, I believe. It's more of like a murder mystery, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. The score seems really good. What's up, Darren? Welcome aboard. So Katie asked, what kind of pizza is this? I've got 2 pizzas tonight. I've got a bacon and red onion pizza. That's going to be nice. Amazing. Smells amazing. And I also have, of course, my favorite, which is the my favorite for like a 2-topping. That's pepperoni and green pepper. We're going to be going hard as fuck tonight.
Dude, I'm mad at my own heart. That's green pepper and red onions are like probably the best things to put on pizza.
Dude, so tasty. So are we all paused at 0 seconds, guys?
Yes, we are.
Okay, you guys ready for a countdown? You guys want to play on 0? When I say 0, hit the play button.
Oh, right. For sure.
Here we go, guys.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, 0. All right, guys. The Death Kiss. Adrienne Ames and Bela Lugosi. If it's too loud, let me know, guys. In these old films, the music is often very loud and the dialogue's very soft. So you guys can't hear us over the music. I apologize. But once the music dies down, it probably will be
picking up. We're good.
Yeah, we should be good.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian. I should probably go black and white here, right? In general.
David Manners, he was in Dracula. I recognize that name. John Ray as well, I believe. Edward Van Sloan, yep, he was in Dracula as well. That was Van Helsing in Dracula.
Yeah, I heard on Wikipedia that this is like all the guys from Dracula coming together again for another movie.
Well, in the movies, in the 30s especially, they were run by the studio system.
Right.
So studios just had the same crew over and over and over again work on the movies. So it's pretty funny.
Okay, maybe I'm gonna get the volume here for you guys now. Now the music's over. For being nearly 100 years old, the film was preserved very well.
Remember, the man in Mike's car got to see him too.
Oh, never mind. I'm going to kiss him. And how?
Good. You might as well make him happy. It'll be the last pair of lips that hit him.
No.
You don't think he could have gone away, do you?
Here he comes now.
I always marvel at the fashion and the technology in these old movies.
I wish cars stay like that.
Yeah.
That big box.
That's why I drive a CRV. The big box.
Thanks, Hanscom. I just couldn't pass you up.
Damn.
Hello.
Believe it or not, I never saw her in my life before. I must have overlooked something. Already shame, sir. Most annoying. Right under me very nose. Your nose. I'll get the car, sir.
Her lips are under my nose, bro. Whoa! Oh! Holy fuck! I did not see that coming.
I guess that's
That was the lowest drive-by I've ever seen in my life.
You think she marked him with the kiss? Oh, it's a movie. Oh, wow. The twist.
Okay for Tom, Mr. Avery.
The twist
That was actually
upon
really
twist.
clever.
Okay. All right.
I love when movies are inside of movies.
Up high, 99. Quiet.
Do you want to move in and take a close-up at the top of the stairs? No, that was terrible. I'll make it over. Yes, sir.
Got baited, Neon.
We'll do it again, folks. All right. 399. Move that car back here. All right, hold it. Come on.
Yeah, that's Edward Sloan. Very, very good
Miss
actor.
Brent, when you die this time, let's have less gymnastics. And don't spin like a top when you fall.
Okay, let's go. Come on, folks.
I'm an actor, bro. Don't tell me how to do my fucking job. What?
No, he's actually dead.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Oh shit.
What's the matter? Stand back, everybody.
Yo, Brandon Lee style.
Oh. Not cool.
Hey, Pete, call a doctor.
Come on, give me a hand. Let's get him to his dressing room.
He's gone, homie.
He just opened his eyelid.
Best way to
You
check.
won't need a doctor, George. He's dead.
Dead?
If it dilates, he's dead.
Brother Nero, also medical practitioner.
Round up every man that had a gun. Get the property man and find out who loaded those guns. And see that the body isn't touched. I'm going to phone the front office.
Yes, sir.
So he was shot.
All right,
The
everybody,
guns were
line up
loaded.
over there. All right,
Yeah.
come on.
It was very Brandon Lee
Right,
style. Ooh.
John, stand over there. Hey, Bill, come on.
This camera worked for the 30s. I like this pan shot.
Keep that door closed. And see
I
that
wouldn't
no one
doubt
else
it.
is
They
in.
hurt you, though.
No one comes in.
Oh yeah, that's shit. Amazing they could pull that off back
My
then.
dear Mr. Little,
Cameras were huge.
since I read your scenario, I've come to the absolutely conclusion that your name, Mr. Little, fits you something beautiful.
It's like,
And
all right.
furthermore, and yet besides,
All right, homie.
Yes? Oh, yes, Mr. Avery. Just a minute. It's Mr. Avery.
tell him to finish on schedule. He's 2 days behind already. Talking to me is a wasting time.
But he says it's important.
That's the trouble. He's too important entirely. Hello. What? Brent. Shot. Dead. Oh, that's going to cost me a fortune. What a calamity. Quick. Call Steiner. Tell him Brent was killed. Shot. What a
That's what
calamity.
Brian just said.
What a
That's crazy.
calamity.
That's Hollywood for you.
I get it, Joe. Thanks. Yes?
Miles Brent was shot on the set. Killed. Mr. Grossman has gone to the stage.
How could I dare? Miles Brent. Killed.
No.
On general principles, not a bad idea, except that he happens to be one of our stars.
Get back to your office and do what you
Wow,
can
he
to
took
keep
it
the pigs
fucking
off this
well.
what happened. Don't give out any story until you hear from me.
Sure, but rescue me as quickly as possible. They'll be on my neck just as soon as the police get the joyful news.
Miss Manning,
I was crazy, dude.
phone the brigade on the lot. And tell them
I legit
not to
think
let
Hollywood is
anyone
just
in or
like how
out
it is
until they
in
hear
Tropic
from me.
Thunder.
Thanks.
Hey, why don't you watch where I'm going?
So to my understanding, they don't do post-production vocal recordings, right?
Miles Brent's been
During this
shot.
time?
Well, now there's a job that should have been done years ago.
Oh.
You won't have to rewrite any stuff for the death kiss now.
No. Say, Marcia was on the set with him, wasn't she?
Sure, but I don't think she did it.
What stage?
3.
Drop this stuff in my office, will you?
So the movie inside this movie is called The Death Kiss as well. What's up, Insilo? Welcome aboard, man.
The early days of texting.
Miles Brent, huh?
Picture actor. My wife always liked it.
I have that kind of trouble, too. Come on, let's go.
All right, fellas.
They're taking this man's death very, very lightly.
Yeah, it seems very comedic.
Killed. Shot. Soundstage number 3, Tonark Studio.
Sure, I'll take just a minute.
Tonark Studio.
Operator.
Hey, that's evening.
They all just
You're
disperse.
telling me? Hey, Storm, give me the
Good
camera,
job.
please.
Hello. Tonart, I want Pat Hill in the publicity department. Come on, snap into it.
You know me, Connolly. I never held out on the Evening Star yet. Yeah, I know all about your deadline. Yeah, you'll get the facts. Call me back. Never mind. I'll get it. Yes? Yes, Morris, I know, but can I help it? If he's shot in the morning, you've got to take those things as they come. Yeah, I'm going over there right away. The police ought to be here now. Yeah, call me back in 10 minutes.
Again, this is from 1932, guys. This is, again, almost 100 years old now, 90 years old. Getting the shoes shine. People still do that, isn't that crazy?
It's a job that needs to be done sometimes.
Here's our detectives, huh?
Ambulance coming.
Yeah.
It's the Teamsters.
Mm-hmm.
Detective Lieutenant Sheehan, Homicide Squad. Who's in charge here?
I've been trying to get things straightened out for you. My name is Steiner, studio manager.
What happened?
Well, the company was shooting a scene during which several people fired guns at Brent.
And someone used real bullets, huh? People do get hurt that way.
That's the director's guess.
Oh, the director. Did he happen to guess who did it?
No.
Well, that's unfortunate. Looks like we'll have to do some guessing on our own.
Come on, Hill, loosen up. Was it an accident or did somebody really bump him off?
I tell you, I don't know.
Then let us in on the lot so we can find out.
I can't let anyone on the lot.
Marcia Lane was with him in the picture, wasn't she?
Sure, she was doing the lead opposite him.
Marcia, oh, his ex-wife. That helps the story.
Hey, what's the name of the picture? The Death Kiss.
The death kiss. Gee, what a tie-up.
Pardon me. Hazoff's on the phone.
Just a
They're
minute, boys.
super excited for this man.
I get it, the death kiss, right? Because she kissed him and he got shot, right? That was the movie.
And there were 8 men with guns?
Media glorification in what, the 30s?
Yeah, something's never changed. Dude.
You don't think it was murder?
Darling, I don't even know.
Media was a hell of a lot different back then.
Maybe he just died of old age. Maybe he never even existed at all. Now you wait here. I'm going to have a look around.
We've come so far.
Exactly. Nearly
No,
100
we
years.
We haven't. It's the same shit every day.
Yeah, the volume is back. Then Silo, we're doing a Bela Lugosi triple feature tonight. That's why we're saying Dracula here. There's Bela Lugosi all night tonight.
You break it. Nothing but blanks left in these guns.
So they only loaded maybe 1 shot per gun that was
Any other guns on the set? That's all I know of.
live.
This is incredibly eerie because this is almost exactly how Brandon Lee died. It's really scary.
You see,
That's
Captain,
exactly how
it's
he
strictly
died.
an accident.
Yeah, it's so
Lieutenant
creepy,
Sheehan.
dude.
What's your name?
Leon A. Grossmith. I'm the president of this concern.
Well, what about it?
Now look here, Sergeant. Do you realize what this cost me already, huh? You have no idea. It cost me up to now $239,351.
Yes, and it cost Brent his life.
Which also loses me money. I can't have no more Brent pictures.
Now, pardon me, Lieutenant. Mr. Grossmith means to convey that this regrettable accident need not be converted into a Roman holiday for the rabble. Now, I assure you that Mr. Grossmith feels deeply, very deeply, the tragedy of this affair. And his point is, naturally, not to throw consternation into that great and unseen army of Mr. Brent's admirers. Now, that is precisely what Mr. Grossmith means.
That's just what I was going to say.
Mr. Steiner. Mr.
Yes.
Steiner.
Nah, this shit cost me money. That's what I meant.
What is it?
The papers are on my neck. I've got to tell them something. There's no use stalling any longer. They've got a story now about a mysterious woman.
Who is she?
They don't know themselves, but they say it makes a great story.
Tell him it was an accident.
They won't believe it.
Then make him.
You don't know those boys. They've got imagination. I don't care if they've got fallen arches. Tell them the Brand shooting was an unfortunate accident.
Yes. Is that satisfactory to you, Lieutenant?
Nothing satisfactory to me. I can't tell what it is because I don't know myself.
Oh.
Here's all you had on him.
Fallen arches.
Fallen arches. Dude.
I love that sentiment. They're here to report something. They're gonna make it up if you don't tell them something.
Exactly.
But they're here to report something.
Keep that.
We've come so far.
No, we haven't. Look at Twitter. We're not very far from this shit.
I don't like this dude. Who's this guy? What's he got here? Some of that secret...
Nah, ballistics, baby. He's pulling the bullet.
Oh! I think you're right. Wow. Now he's touching all the evidence. You should have told the cop before you pried it out of there.
Yeah,
But now his fingerprints are on the ballistics, not who loaded the actual gun.
Yeah, I guess
Well, I'm sorry to gum up the works, but it wasn't an accident. It's murder.
Murder? Oi! What a calamity.
How do you know?
This is the bullet that killed him. It's a 38 caliber center fire. All the guns the extras used were 45s. And you can't fire a 38 bullet through a 45 gun. It's an old Chinese principle.
What?
Where did you get this?
Racist.
Out of the wall of a set.
Don't you know better than to meddle in police matters?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to meddle. I just wanted to help. You see, I like to dabble a bit in murder cases.
Well, you just go and dabble someplace else.
All right.
Who is he?
This dude's suspect.
One of our
Suspect as
suspects.
fuck.
Franklin
See,
Drew.
that's the true
like
crime
detective stories, I
podcast
suppose.
community starting right there.
How did you know?
They
I
always
just like
do.
to dabble in murder cases.
Well, this makes a difference. Looks like we've got a murder on our hands. Oh, you go and get that assistant director, that brilliant young man who said there were no other guns on this set.
Right.
Who's Marcia Lane?
What? You don't know who is Marcia Lane? Over $1 million we spent advertising her, and you don't know who Marcia Lane is.
Where is she?
She was on the set just a minute ago.
Well, let's have a talk with her.
Howell, ask Miss Lane to come here.
Yes, sir.
Now, Steiner and the detective want to see Miss Lane immediately. Well, hurry.
I'm fluttering, sweetheart.
Wow.
Bill, tell Miss Lane Steiner and Dick want to see her. Okay, Chief.
Oh, Pete. Rush Miss Lane over to Mr. Steiner and Dick. Now? No, next Tuesday, you sap. Oh, come on, get going.
All right.
That's my favorite guy right there. What's up, Hubie?
Pardon me, Miss Lane. Mr. Steiner and the Dick want to see you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What can they want with me?
Oh, they just want to annoy you with a lot of routine questions. You see, they always question people like you first to give the guilty ones plenty of time to make up good alibis. It's part of the system. It's been going on for years.
This dude's suspect as fuck.
Sit down, Miss Lane.
Thank you.
I don't wish to be unpleasant, but there are a few questions I'd like to ask you.
Certainly.
How long have you and Brent been separated?
We were divorced last May.
Why?
Well, I don't quite
The
see.
divorce is a matter of record, Lieutenant. I don't think we need to go into that now.
Say, will you go up to your office and write "bad little boy" 500 times? When did you last quarrel with Miles Brent?
I don't remember.
Didn't you love him?
I wouldn't answer that, Marcia.
Say, just what is your interest in this case?
Personally, I don't care who killed Brent. But I would like to know how it was done. Besides that, I'm a friend of Miss Lane's.
Wasn't your name mentioned during the divorce proceedings?
No. Sorry to disappoint you.
What did you do with your gun, Miss Lane?
My gun?
Yes.
I didn't have a gun.
Didn't you use one in the picture?
No.
But when you fired with the other...
As a matter of fact, if Miss Lane had fired, she couldn't have hit him. She was around on the other side of the set when the shit took place.
Say, if you don't lay off, I'm going to take you downtown.
What for?
How do I know what for?
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I was
something
beginning
never
to be
changed.
afraid that you might say something sensible.
We've come so far. But in the end...
Hey, what are you trying to do there,
Doesn't
huh?
even matter.
Don't move now. I got you surrounded. Don't lie now. What you try to hide in there, huh?
Why, nothing.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Hold this a minute. Now, wait a minute. No, you don't. Yeah.
What's going on?
This is a security guard right for the stage.
This letter, all ready to mail, was found in Miles Brent's
gun
pocket.
pointed?
In this letter, he told his lawyer that Marcia Lane refused to sign a release as beneficiary of his life insurance policy. So you stand to collect $200,000.
Miss Lane's lawyer wouldn't let her sign the release. I know all about that.
Say, it's too bad you weren't the one that was shot. So that gives you a pretty nice motive.
No funny business now. Come on, keep moving now. There's your man, Chief. I caught him red-handed. He was trying to ditch his gun. Look, it's loaded, too.
I tell you, I
Save
did.
your breath.
Put the bracelets on him, Owen.
Point the gun at yourself
Ain't
when you
that
check what's
astounding?
loaded.
Something told me to take a squint around. I sees him trying to ditch his gun, see? And I puts two and two together. I says to myself,
He's pointing the loaded
I
gun
says
like
to myself,
fucking away.
that's the man. I guess I used uncanny skill. 38 caliber and loaded. It's the gun, all right.
Who is this fellow?
He was an extra on the set.
Why did you kill Brent?
Oh, I never killed nobody.
You can't alibi yourself out of this. That's the only 38 gun in the place. You killed him. Why?
I'll tell you I didn't. Now, you gotta listen
Shut up.
to me, huh?
You'll have plenty of time to talk later on.
Wow, that was
Do
simple.
you know this man?
Why, yes. Everyone on the lot knows him. He was head electrician here for years.
How much did you pay him to kill Brent?
Now, wait a minute, Lieutenant. Why not pin the murder on the murderer? That's not against the rules.
What are you talking about?
Chalmers didn't kill Brent.
Well, how do you know?
This gun hasn't been fired.
How did this gun come to be loaded?
I loaded it for Brent, but I lost my nerve.
So you had planned to kill Brent, huh?
Yes, I wanted to kill him.
Whoa.
I had every reason in the world to kill him.
But he made no attempt. So you can't arrest him. Not unless you want to make a fool of yourself.
I don't know.
You know, I'm
maybe you still
beginning to
should.
think you're giving us the razz.
Prove it. You're a detective.
Take them off, Hilliker. And maybe we'll put them on him.
Well, we seem to be right back where we started.
Yes, perhaps you have some very valuable suggestions.
Yes, I have.
What?
The cameras were photographing when Brent was killed. There might be something very interesting on the film. It wouldn't hurt to look.
So smart, dude.
Not bad.
Too smart.
How soon can we see the stuff?
We could get the print in, say, 3 or 4 hours.
Well, will you get them going?
Well, certainly. Come, Mr. Grossmith.
That dude does have a face you want to
You
punch.
take the name and address of every person on this set and warn them all about trying
3
to
or
leave
4
town.
hours.
Right.
I developed a film, I guess.
In any of your books, does the detective ever sock the novelist on the nose?
No.
Write it in sometime. Seems to me like a good idea.
Bro, quit making threats. Fuck the police.
John?
Let him know, Vanka.
Marcia,
Oh, Frank. It won't be very pleasant to see it all over again.
but it may help us a lot.
But why are we all
Watch
watching it?
carefully.
Snuff film.
Why they talk about snuff films?
Is everybody here?
I think so, Mr. Grossmith. Mr. Steiner's in a projection booth. He'll be right in.
All right.
Here he is now.
What if it's a security guard? He's a little bit
You
trigger
ready,
happy.
Mr. Grossmith?
Yes.
Mr. Grossmith.
Why are so many people about to watch this?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Please.
Dude.
That's
He got
great.
something sharp.
All right, guys, watch carefully. Here we go.
Action!
All right, here we go.
It'll be right here.
The death kiss.
Thanks, handsome. I just couldn't pass you up.
Headphone warning. Last time it was so loud.
Believe it or not, I've never seen her in my life before. I must have been overlooking something.
It was so fucking insanely
Most
loud.
annoying.
It was insane.
Right under my very nose. Your nose? Oh, I'll get the cops.
It's pretty innovative because they never actually showed movies within movies before.
Yeah.
Oh, the film is
What?
gone.
I wonder what that was.
What?
The fire! Shit,
Bullshit.
there goes the film.
QB, this film from 1932. 1932. It's mad old. It still looks mad good. There's a pretty good Ripley at it.
There goes the print.
Destroy the evidence.
That happened to me when I worked at the movie theater once.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. That shit sounds so bad.
He's not hurt badly, but he must have received a shock.
Ironically, it was a bit of help for that word.
Done with a blunt instrument. You know, I had an uncle once was knocked out the same way, only he got hit with a shovel.
Whoever rocked your cradle overdid it. A rouge-tipped cigarette butt started it off. Can you tell me if that studio makeup?
Roast, dude.
Hard to say. Perhaps Richard, our makeup man, could tell
It
you.
was easy to buy a cop back then.
How did it happen?
I swear I don't know. I was leaning over the machine, checking the focus. I thought the building came down on me. How about another print?
Yes, and we'll take care of it this time. There was something on it. And whoever touched it off didn't want it to be seen.
We can have the laboratory run one off right away. Could we, Mr. Goldsmith?
Why, yes, there's no reason why we couldn't.
Will you come with me?
No, Hilliker will go with you. I have another angle. Where'll I find this makeup man?
Makeup department? Clear around the other end of the lot, just the end of S Street.
Sounds like a sleeper jump. Thanks.
Here we go, guys. We're in makeup. The depth.
Makeup.
It's a special
Yeah, I know
pantomatic
these
rouge of my
transitions,
own
though.
make. Only 2 people on the lot are in the habit of using it.
Who are they?
Miss Collins and Miss Lane.
Who's Miss Collins?
She's one of our players.
Is she in this picture you're photographing?
No, I believe she's working in the Night Riders. They're out on location.
And the only other person on the lot that uses this rouge is Marcia Lane?
As far as I know.
I see. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Now, wait a minute. You have quite a stock of this rouge on hand, haven't you?
A few tubes of it?
Just as I thought. Anybody could get at it.
Not very well. All the makeup that is not in use is kept in the cabinets.
And the cabinets are locked?
Yes. Excuse me. Hello. Just a minute. It's for you.
Hello. Yes, Hilliker. How? All right. You stick around there and see what you can find out. Tell Steiner I'll see it at his office. The negative of that last scene has been ruined. Someone poured acid in the container.
Oh, man.
This thing gets more muddled every minute.
You telling me? How do I get to Steiner's office?
I'll show you.
Thanks. And you're not going with me.
Right at the head of the street.
Thanks. You ought to have a map of this
Follows
place.
right behind him.
Lieutenant.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, you know that anybody could have taken the rouge from Miss Lane's dressing room.
Sure. A very interesting detail.
What do you make of it, Drew?
Got me. It's more of a mystery than anything I ever wrote.
What I can't understand is why anyone should want to murder Brent. Now, if it were a supervisor...
I don't see why anybody wants to murder anybody. It's a silly idea.
I don't know about that.
You going to try and solve it?
Yeah.
God damn it, Bingo.
Fun. Besides,
Marcia?
yes. Oh, say, Tom, if you see her, don't say anything about that cigarette business. It'll only upset her.
No, of course not. If I can help you, let me know.
Thanks. Has anything been moved on the set?
No, police instructions were to leave everything undisturbed.
Well, I'm going to have another look around. I want to find out just how he was murdered and with what gun.
Yeah, I got an idea on how Brent was killed. You want to hear it?
Some other time. Better go home and sleep it off, Chalmers.
No, that's what you think. Chalmers don't know anything, huh? Well, listen. I've been on the set and I've been seeing things.
Yeah, snakes and pink elephants, I'll bet.
All right. Be smart, huh? Be smart. Now, listen, you're going to come to me later.
Oh, I'll see you in the morning. Go on home.
What an idiot. Just stand there for 1 second and listen to this.
Evidently cashed his paycheck and drank it.
I know, right?
Want to have a look around with me?
No, I'm not much of a detective. Besides, Mrs. Avery's
Just
waiting
a little
for me.
foreshadow,
All right.
baby. Just a little foreshadow.
Yeah.
He's not much of a detective. You're not. He's not much of a detective. He's not even a real fucking cop. He's just a dude who keeps popping in.
Just a smart fella.
He's a podcaster 100 years early.
Pretty much.
Just a concerned white.
Pretty much is.
Doing his due diligence.
What is this, Dick Tracy 10 years before?
Patrolling the neighborhood, dude.
Oh, yes. Let me study this whole...
I gotta protect Hollywood from other Hollywood people. Even though I'm from Hollywood myself. Like, where are the real cops?
There's only those 2 detectives, I guess.
Hey, if Tom Cruise got shot on set, there'd be like 100 cops just standing around.
The fuck? What we got here?
Oh no.
Something wrong with the light.
Cocaine.
Son of a gun.
Love those pistols.
Someone's behind him.
Not me.
Oh my god, the blackjack.
That was the greatest I've heard in a while. Like,
Uh-oh.
Go find Sheehan. He's someplace on the lot. Bring him here.
Sounds like a good time.
oh great, the trigger happy cops going
Mr.
in.
Drew, what happened? What happened? Here. Here.
You got
Smell, ain't it?
just on the go.
I made it myself.
Got the moonshine.
Who's in there?
Fucking moonshine.
All right, Sheehan. What's going on now?
Plenty. I found the gun that killed Brent.
Where?
Right here in this lamp.
I bet you did.
Why, it's gone.
So it seems. Probably got tired sitting there and decided to take a walk.
No, I'm not kidding. I came down on the set to have a look around. Just by accident, I noticed this smudge on the lamp here. So I looked inside. Found a small derringer fastened there, attached to an electromagnet. There's the wire it was connected to. And I got a bump on the head that knocked me out.
Well, this proves one thing. Whoever killed Brent knew a whole lot about electricity. Who has charge of these lamps?
Head gaffer,
Well, what's that in English?
the chief electrician.
Who is he?
Al Payne.
Where can I find him?
Here, Tom will take you over.
Come here, kid. Let me take a look at that head. Now, that's all right. Now, listen. You stop monkeying around with police matters. It's a tough racket. That head of yours won't stand another wallop. Come on, let's get going.
Quit grinning, you goofball. I hear you near a very punchable
Mr. Drew, I've been thinking.
So proud of
Yeah,
himself.
the first thing I ask myself when I investigate the murder is, who done it?
Well, that sounds logical.
And the next thing I ask myself is, who could do it?
And then?
And then I ask myself again, who wanted to do it?
And how do you answer yourself?
Well, I ain't come to that yet. You take Chalmers, for instance. He didn't like Brent.
Well, why should he be an exception?
He didn't like Brent, and the account of Brent had him fired.
When was this?
A couple months ago, when Chalmers was head gaffer, they had an argument.
Head gaffer. Yes, Chalmers is an electrician, isn't he?
Yeah, Chalmers had a couple of drinks, and him and Brent had an argument.
Say, Gully, you are a first-class gumshoe.
Investigator.
All right, investigator. Right now, will you run up to the casting office and investigate and find out where Chalmers lives?
Sure, what are you going to do? Put the finger, apprehend him?
Maybe. You want to come along?
Oh, boy, I'll say.
Got a gun?
Yep. Oh, got my gun, my badge, and my
Well, you
bracelet.
won't need those. Come on, let's get going.
This guy should be the main character.
Hasn't anything to do with it. The cameraman really sets the lights.
You mean he tells you where to put the lights?
Yeah,
When was this set lit?
the afternoon before. They rehearsed the scene with the principals so they wouldn't hold the company up when they called the extras.
Do you remember anything particular about that one light?
To be truthful with you, we had a lot of arguments on that set. Mr. Steiner didn't like the photography and he wanted more light.
Steiner? Was he there when it was rehearsed?
Yes.
Who else?
Well, they're all there, with the exception of the extra people.
There were no extras there, huh?
No, only Chalmers. You know, he's a sort of a privileged character around this lot. He used to be our head gaffer.
Chalmers used to be an electrician?
Yes. Miss Lane felt sorry for him and made Mr. Avery give him a bit in her picture.
Oh, Miss Lane got him the job.
Yeah.
Could you give me the address of the cameraman and Chalmers?
Sure.
And by the way, if a writer by the name of Drew asks you anything, don't answer him.
Drew? Say, do you think he did it?
Well, you can't keep me from hoping.
This is it.
He who smelt it dealt it, dude. That's what I say.
Time to bounce.
Look, Chalmers is in trouble again.
What are these nosy Karens?
You wish to see Mr. Chalmers?
Yes, is he in, Mrs.
Miss Potts, and I don't know anything at all about his comings and goings. Doesn't he answer the bell?
No, he doesn't.
I was just going in. Cleaning day today, you know. I suppose he's lying stiff and the place all cluttered up with gin bottles.
Let's go in and have a look around, Captain.
As tenants, guests I mean though, he wasn't so bad until he lost his job. Then he started acting queer like.
See? I told you.
Fucking
I
vigilantes,
laid the
dude.
law to him. I said, Mr. Chalmers,
Prehistoric character.
my bungalow court isn't an alcoholic
Oh
ward.
no.
As I
Not
thought,
good.
drunk again. Well, this is the end. This is no Keeley cure. Out he goes.
Dead.
I'm sick and tired of his carryings on.
Yeah, no.
Fellow's dead.
That ain't
Dead? Well, he didn't think of me. No, not him. I suppose my 2850 back wind has gone up the flue.
Jesus, no one cares about death in this.
Did I have
fucking
Chalmers
movie.
spotted? All I did was ask myself, who done it?
Poison, all right. Familiar smelling stuff, too.
Boy, that guy'd drink anything that wasn't too thick to chew.
What do you got here? He says I killed him, but that ain't true. He's framed, dude.
Yeah, this is a frame
Well,
job.
I guess this about washes up the case, eh, Mr. Drew?
Looks like suicide to you, eh, Gully?
Sure.
I guess Shin would think so, too.
He may be dumb, but he ain't blind.
He's not as dumb as he looks. You wear a wristwatch, Gully?
Huh?
You wear a watch on your wrist?
Well, you see, it's a present from the wife. I gotta wear it.
Why do you wear it on your left wrist?
Well, I use my right hand the most, because I'm right-handed.
You ever try to write with it on your right wrist?
No.
Neither did Chalmers. Which makes this note a very interesting piece of fiction.
There you go. This guy's watch on his right hand. He's a left-handed dude.
Why is this dude not a cop? He should just be a cop.
Because he's got some scruples,
Maybe he
maybe?
hates cops.
About
Dude, fridges back then were cool.
What are these schmucks doing? They're fucking not even police officers. They're just rambling around, rifling through shit.
Running through a dead man stuff.
What, they're stealing his drawers?
Stealing his booze. Look at this.
They're getting the booze and getting the draws, dude.
Nah, he's taking the booze for evidence. Homie's taking the draws for pleasure.
Say, Gully, come here.
I see the milk bottle.
Take a look in here.
What we got?
Now, what do you see?
Bottle of gin and a piece of ice.
What else? Use your powers of observation.
Oh, you mean that piece of wilted lettuce in there?
Don't you notice that little service door in the back has been left open?
Whatever. The iceman probably left it that way. My wife says you can't trust those icemen anyway.
If the iceman had left that little door open when he put in the fresh cake, there wouldn't be any ice there now.
Oh, I never thought of that.
Let's have a look outside.
What the fuck? There's some 30s technology, guys. The Iceman, there's a door there. The ice guy drives by, gets out, puts ice in your fridge for you.
Yeah, that's how fridges used to work back then.
That's crazy.
Pretty cool.
I knew they had ice guys. Didn't know there was like a door on your house, like a little baby door.
Oh, someone must have stood here a long time.
Them are fresh prints, ain't they?
Step up there a minute. Look out for those tracks.
Now what?
Look through the window. You see Chalmers sitting there?
Yeah, the door's open.
Supposing someone stood here and Dr. Chalmers' gin through the icebox from this side.
Oh, man.
And then stood here and watched him drink his last drink through the window, what would you say?
And then watched him die. Went in and wrote the note and put the pencil in his hand, huh?
Yeah. Only there's where he made his mistake. Put the pencil in the wrong hand.
That's just what I was thinking.
1930s problems, guys. Getting your gin poison
Golly.
to the ice store.
You know, if a car was parked here...
Basically had a hole in your house to look and
see
push
that
through.
door and that window.
At all times.
Yeah?
Let it don't tamper with your food.
Gin
Then
poison
Chalmers
to the
didn't
ice
kill
store.
himself, huh?
Let's leave that to Sheehan. If I'm any good as a guesser, he ought to be here by now.
I'm gonna find you guys here at the scene of the crime, you dumbasses.
Don't let Sheehan know what we found out.
I got you.
The captain got here 15 minutes ago.
Captain?
Impersonate an officer.
What are you and that Keystone cop doing here? Now, looky here, Shane, you can't talk that way about me. Remember, I'm chief of the studio police, and I got rights. Nature in the law.
Here's another opportunity for your skill, Lieutenant. We've been waiting for you.
Everybody around here seems to know more about police matters than the police.
That's noble of you to admit it.
Did you two nuisances touch anything around here?
Nothing important.
Good, then clear out. And take that uniform moron with you.
Damn.
Come on.
I hate this guy so much.
Suicide, huh?
Fucking protagonist.
Looks like it.
Well, I always thought it was Chalmers right from the start.
Now who's the Keystone cop? He don't even know Chalmers was left-handed. Come on.
That's fucking dumb.
Fucking burn, dude. You got him, though.
Sure. That starts it all over again. I can remember when murders were nice, clean, simple things done with machine guns and meat axes. But this case?
Yo, this transition's kind of sick.
Right straight back.
Yeah, look at the
that
whip.
car.
All right.
Hollywood.
What seems to be the trouble?
Battery's dead.
But didn't Miss Lane get a new battery just last week?
Yeah, I don't understand it. It's bone dry. Liquid's all gone.
Good stuff, Hubie. Glad you're enjoying them, dude. The pizza movie is figurative, although all of us here at Pizza tonight was pretty dope. Me, Eat, and Henry.
Just as I
Yeah, I
thought.
believe the gimmick, sir.
We were right. Poison. Electrolytic liquid, sulfuric acid base, grain alcohol, 38%, distilled water, 33%, electrolytic liquid, 27% by volume. The man said a teaspoonful in a glass of water will kill a man dead.
Electrolytic acid. Didn't say anything else?
No, that was all.
Battery acid, huh?
Battery acid, you slide.
Hey, ain't them the same kind of trick that left the marks under Chalmers' window?
Oh, there's probably 1,000 cars in the Hollywood that have that make-up tire.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Say, golly. I want you to get me the key to Brent's dressing room, but don't let anybody know it's for me, see?
Oh, my.
Say, I'll get you the key to the city if you want it.
Now, I have a couple of things to do. I'll meet you here in half an hour.
Okay.
Out here solving murders, dude. He'd say doing his due
Who is
diligence.
it? Just a minute.
Yo, this chick needs a sandwich, bro. Brian says, I can't wait till the end of the movie where they solve the mystery and the killer's like, and I would have got away with it too for that damn
Didn't
novelist.
want to be
Yeah.
disturbed.
I hope it happens.
Where have you been? I've been waiting all afternoon for you.
Oh, I've just been doing a little sleuthing. Marcia, you trust me, don't you?
Why, yes, of course.
You know I'd do anything in the world for you, don't you?
I believe you would, dear.
Then, is there anything you know about the murder of Brent that you haven't told me?
No.
I've just come from Chalmers' place. He's dead.
Chalmers?
Poisoned.
You mean murdered?
If it isn't that, it's a good imitation of it.
Oh, how awful.
Whoever did it used electrolytic acid. Acid out of a battery. The unfortunate part of the whole thing is that they used your car and the acid out of your battery.
Uh-oh.
My car.
Now I need a new battery.
That's why my car wouldn't start.
Uh-oh. She done it, dude.
I'm afraid she will find out and arrest you on suspicion. That would mean headlines and scandal.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to get out of here. Any place, just so Sheehan can't find you.
But that's running away.
But only for a day or two, just to give me time.
I'll go to Mary's at Malibu. She'll help me.
Oh, that's swell. Make it fast, will you? There's no knowing how close Sheehan's behind me. I'll telephone you when I get it all worked out. You may have a long beard by then, but I'll try and hurry. Bye-bye, sweet.
Weird. Hello, Shiva Jones. I can't get over how dissatisfied I am with The Last of Us 2, huh? I'm sorry to hear that, Shiva Jones. I'd love to hear more about it if you want to talk about it, even while the movie's going. I might not be able to respond, but I can read it. I'm kind of curious. So this is the, like the studio, you know, manager, I guess. What's he doing here? Why would he want to kill that guy? That guy was like his big star. Making him mad.
Come in.
But it seemed like everybody likes to hate him,
You're
though.
surprised that I'm here, huh?
Frankly, yes.
You haven't come to see me since Brent's accident?
I should think you'd know why.
I don't. I only know that I want to help you.
I have all the help I need.
Marcia, you mustn't treat me like this. I never said anything to you while Brent was alive. But you should know how I feel.
Oh my God.
You succeeded in making your feelings quite plain enough.
Marcia,
Oh my God.
I'm very fond of you.
It's not the kind of fondness I care about. Please go now, Leon. I'm in rather a hurry.
Creepers are waiting for the same back then, too.
Step back, Leon. Gotta hate when your boss comes on to you.
Marcia, maybe someday you will come to me and ask for help. Maybe you will apologize to me for laughing about how I feel for you. Perhaps Brent wasn't killed for nothing.
This guy done doed it, dude.
The 1930s equivalent. The 1930s equivalent of like, fuck you, bitch. I didn't want to talk to you anyway.
Pretty much.
That's terrible. Creeps were the same back then as they are now.
No matter how smart they are, they always slip up.
He's pretty satisfied with himself.
What's your name? Pardon me. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. I will. Well, wait a minute. Here she is now.
That guy's voice is
Miss
godlike.
Lane, Mr. Steiner would like to see you in his office.
Thank you.
Sounds like a speaking
What's your
spell.
name?
Mr. Wheatcroft.
Mr. Todd, please. Mr. Wheatcroft calling to see you.
Look at those
All right.
puffy sleeves, bro.
Was the style at the time.
That was just mad puffy.
Mad drippy.
It came out in the 80s.
Did you see Brent when he came in?
I see everybody.
What kind of a suit did he have on?
I didn't see shit.
There it is.
I like the little guy. He should be the main character instead of this goofy.
Funny
tall
she
dude.
and Miss looking in here. You've been keeping him too busy. See what those letters are.
Here's one from a dame named Agnes.
Agnes who?
She ain't that dumb. She don't say much. Except that,
I get that.
she can't live without him. Married, too. Says her husband don't understand her. Well, that's that old story. 2 men and a woman. The internal triangle.
What kind of a place is the Cliffside Inn? Oh, you know, one of those weekend places for all the Mr. Smiths and Mr. Jones and Mr. Browns. How far is Ocean View from here? Why, I'm beginning to think there's a woman in the case.
No. Mr. Drew, this case is becoming complicated. Even for me.
Come on.
This is an interesting compilation of footage and sources, right? Different sound.
Gee, it's 4:30.
Sound sources and
I gotta
video
check in on my next shift.
Yeah.
Listen,
It
don't go away
often
without me, will you?
happens with older folks like this.
All right, Gully, I'll pick you up the gate when I go out.
Boy, oh boy.
Mr. Drew, I've been
I
looking
wouldn't
for
be
you.
surprised if they were
Miss
working from a
Lane wants
copy.
to see you. She's in Mr. Steiner's office.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Go right in, Mr. Drew.
When did you find out your car wouldn't start?
About an hour ago.
They got her.
Well, with all your dabbling, you didn't throw us off.
You've thrown yourself off if you think Miss Lane had anything to do with Chalmers or Brent either.
All right, all right. Just sit down there. And keep quiet.
Shut up.
Where did you go this afternoon?
I went downtown.
In your car?
Yes,
Where did you park it?
on the street, in front of Ellsmith's flower shop. I ordered some flowers for Miles, Mr. Brent's funeral.
Then where did you go? You went to Chalmers' house, didn't you?
Wait a minute, I won't stand for this. You can't trick Miss Lane into answers. And have little boy Blue over there take him down.
Now keep quiet, Drew. We're trying to get at the bottom of this.
Oh, no, you're not. Sheehan's trying to force Miss Lane into admissions of things she's never done.
She might as well talk here as downtown. I've got a warrant for her.
For what?
Suspicion of murder.
What's your theory?
It's as simple as ABC.
Yes, it would be if you thought of it.
Oh my God!
Chalmers killed Brent because he hated him and she offered him money. Then she got frightened and killed Chalmers, thinking that he would get drunk and give it away. Every piece of evidence we have got points to her. It was her cigarette that blew up the film, her car that made the tracks outside of Chalmers' house, and acid from her battery that killed him.
Oh, that's a lot of bunk.
It's a cut and dry case
I know,
to me.
you've got to make an arrest. It's okay with you. Tina, you can't sit there and let them arrest Marcia. Well, she has nothing more to do with these murders than Lincoln had to do with the burning of Rome.
Mr. Drew?
I don't know, dude. I'm
We don't
convinced.
know whether
That's
Lincoln
pretty good
burned Rome or
evidence.
not. And we don't care. But this man is a policeman, so let us hear what he has to say.
If we're not paying you to quarrel with the police.
Oh, I don't care if you pay me a dime. Sheehan, if you arrest Miss Lane now, there'll be a lot of nasty newspaper headlines. Hold off for 24 hours and I'll be responsible. Better than that.
What?
In 24 hours, I'll prove that she's innocent.
You're making yourself ridiculous.
I'm trying to protect one of your stars.
Wait a minute, Steiner. Maybe he's right. What about this scandal? What about her box of his name? Ain't they got enough trouble here already without having Marcia arrested?
Now, Mr. Grossmith, if you want to accept the responsibility, you can. But remember, this is a murder case. 2 people are dead. And how do you know someone else won't be killed?
Oh,
For my part, I believe that the police should not be interfered
Studying
with.
the handwriting.
Nice.
All I gotta say is that it's a terrible calamity.
Let's go, Hilliker. I guess the explosion's over.
Someone in this studio killed Miles Brent and Chalmers. And he's trying to pin it on Marcia Lane. But they won't get away with it.
Come on, Miss Lane.
But they won't get away with it.
Marcia, honey, I'm sorry. I'll get you out of this just as
That
soon
is
as I
looking
can.
like a G
I
back
know
there.
you will, Frank. I'm not worried, really.
Come on.
Puffy sleeves. Looking like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
I expect electric. I read all about it here. I extra.
Extra. Start saying, Brian, that roast was savage. Fucking pulled that man's tie off. Miles Brent shot on set during filming a picture. Ex-mate of Miles Brent held as a $200,000 death policy is discovered. Oh. Dude, they got
That's
this
a lot
chick
of
fucking booked, dude. She's
That's
toast.
a lot of money in the 30s, man.
She's toast, Nero. Hey, you can't get her out of this, bro. The evidence points to her in every way. If I was on that jury, I'd be like, guilty. Cook this chick.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I hope
Oh,
they
no,
burn in
it's-
hell.
It's actors.
How do you do,
Oh,
sir?
no.
How do you do? I'm from the publicity office of the Tone Art Studios. Yes? I'd like to see a list of the people who sent flowers to the Brent funeral. Oh, I think I have a list. Thanks.
Look at this man's coat. This boy trying to be Dick Tracy right now. This guy's an author.
Terrible thing, the Brent murder, wasn't it? I hear the rest of the
Telling you, dude, this is straight up like,
I guess she'll be one who won't send flowers.
Oh, yes, she will. She was in here early this afternoon and ordered a big wreath.
Oh, is that so?
They are mostly women.
Surprising so many of them gave their names.
Oh, some of them didn't. There was a lady near just now who signed the check then thought better of it and tore it up.
Wow.
Didn't want the husband to see the canceled check.
Perhaps. Oh, pardon me. Yes, madame?
Any gardenia?
Exposed. Yeah, no security back then. Agnes! The jilted fan, dude. Watch out, Eat. Don't get killed by a fan.
Oh, good evening.
Evening.
Look at this guy's goofy ass coat, bro.
Alone?
Yes, I'm not stopping.
Oh.
You ever played Lars in his
I have
road
a
with
key here. A
champions?
friend of mine carried
That's
away.
what he looks like.
Oh, thank you.
My name's Drew. I'm from the Tone Art Studios. I'd like to keep this thing quiet.
Keep what quiet?
Brent's visit here the night before he was murdered. You see, if the papers get hold of a story like this, they play it up, and it's bad for the picture business.
Well, it doesn't do us any good either.
All right, let's get together.
Sure, what do you want?
Who was the woman with Brent?
Mrs. Brent?
There is no Mrs. Brent. They were divorced.
Well, then I don't know who she is. You see, I wasn't here when they checked in, and they left in such a hurry I didn't see them go out.
In a hurry? Why?
Well, a fellow came in here and started a row, and then he waited in that telephone booth over there, and when they came down, he stepped out. At least that's what Charlie says.
Who's Charlie?
One of the night bellhops.
Could I see him?
Sure.
How long is this movie? What's up, demon ass? Looking forward, man.
Oh, Charlie. Yes, sir. Thanks.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for the follow, demon ass. Welcome back.
This gentleman wants to ask you a few questions. Shoot.
Say, you remember seeing the man who waited for Miles Brent in the telephone booth the other night?
I just got a glimpse of him before the fight.
What fight?
Well, when Brent hit him in the patio.
Oh, how did it happen?
Well, the lady ran out to the car when she saw the guy come out of the booth. Then the guy steps up to Mr. Brent and says, "Brent, I want to see you." I thought it sounded kind of silly because he was seeing him right there.
Well, then what happened?
Well, Brent takes the guy outside in the patio. That's when he socked him.
Well, then did Brent get into his car?
Yeah, and the other guy picked himself up. Boy, was he mad. And was his face red.
What did he say?
What didn't he say? Listen. It was awful. And then he beats it.
Would you remember this man if you saw him again?
Well, I might. And then again, I might not. It all happened so fast.
Would you remember the lady?
Sure. Say, she was a honey. Only she talked kind of funny. You know, like she was a foreigner or something.
With an accent?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine, Charlie. You've been a big help to me.
Dude, best character in the movie. Pay that man, dude.
Thanks.
Pay that
Good night.
man.
Thanks.
Good night. Say, are you a detective?
No, I'm just from the studio.
Will there be detectives here?
I hope not.
Yo, best character in the movie, dude.
Calling Mr. Wallace.
Which booth did that fellow hide in?
There.
How long has it been out of order?
Just since the guy hid in there. I guess he kept pounding on the hook trying to get Brent's room.
Oh, we get the notepad here? Son of a gun. What do we got there, dude?
Shelf. That's all you can think of is shelf. Already this picture cost me $239,351. Where did I put my money in the bank? Can I get any interest from my shelf?
I'm not asking you to lose anything. But how can we finish the picture without Brent?
I've told you 17 times that we can use a double.
And play the whole kissing scene in a long shot?
Why not?
Because it's all wrong. It's terrible. I've got my reputation to think of.
And I got my money to think of.
Money. What's money?
He's a director. He don't give a fuck about money.
Let's take it
I don't
calmly.
give a fuck.
New York office is of the opinion that the murder of Brent won't hurt the picture if we can release it soon enough. Now, why not shoot that scene using a double and wind it up? It's the last scene in the picture. It can't possibly do you any harm.
Exactly. Steiner has got right.
Oh, all right. What's the use of arguing with him?
Good. We can get the company together and shoot it tonight.
Oh, wait a minute. What about Marcia?
Oh, we can arrange with Sheehan to use her for that one scene. Yeah? She can come over with the whole police department if he likes.
Everybody's on call and everything in the set is standing. You can shoot it in half an hour.
They're gonna spring her, so they're gonna shoot the scene.
Hold on a minute. What time?
7:30. Say 9:30. Make it 9 o'clock. We'll save a half hour.
Todd, we're going to shoot the last scene of the death kiss tonight. Round up the company for a 9 o'clock call.
Sure, Mr. Steiner. Mac, we're retaking the death kiss. Get busy on the call.
Okay.
Round.
Get moving.
Rolled the fuck out of that on
Yes, I'll have him all right.
Round.
Say, what about Miss Lane?
I take care of her.
Silk on that 36.
Alright, guys. So getting her out of jail for this fucking scene. Scene's surrounded by cops. They think she's a murderer, and I think she is too. They got me convinced.
I think I have who did it in my head.
Oh yeah, they were kind of explaining to David.
Well, yes, of course. How are you? I'm surprised you've come to see this retake.
Put it down to morbid curiosity. That's the woman of it. She insisted on coming.
Now, come along with me. I'll make you comfortable. He's very good with the ladies.
She is a babe, I'll give her that much.
Okay, this is our goofy guy. What's his name? Wilfred? I don't know this guy's name, but definitely like Winifred or something like that. Willard. Some
Dick Tracy
W name.
2.0. Very Dick Tracy in this shot.
What's up, Eddie? Welcome aboard. How's life in beautiful Ireland? We're watching The Death Kiss, Eddie, from 1932. It's a pretty corny whodunit murder mystery movie. A little bit of mystery, a little bit of comedy. There's our protagonist here. He's a mystery author who is trying to solve this murder without any help from the police. I think it's a pretty common theme in mystery movies and stuff. You guys heard that before? It seems familiar to me.
Kind of a staple.
Well, stay safe in any case, Eddie. Eddie says everything's pretty much opened up again in Ireland. Stay safe, dude. Hopefully you guys have been dealing with it better than the U.S. has.
Yeah, for sure.
Watch out. Put a scrim on it. Shoot the whole scene over? Kill those two over there, 6 feet and 12, yeah.
Hey, we're going to take the whole scene over again.
All right.
Okay. Hopefully we get killed this time.
Gulliver, do you know where Mr. Drew is?
He went away and left me after him promising he wouldn't.
Aw.
Well, do you know where he went?
I got an idea, but I can't tell.
Well, do you know when he'll be back?
I don't know.
He'll turn up.
I don't know.
You can't lose that guy.
We're ready for a rehearsal, Miss Lane.
All right, thank you.
Go ahead. We'll wait here.
Thank you.
And just as you reach here, Miss Lane steps up and kisses you. Now, naturally, you're surprised because you don't know her. Then you turn, read your line to the doorman, and walk out to the curb.
Right.
They didn't get shot to fuck.
Oh, Marsh. I'm so sorry about it. I know it's going to be difficult for you, but
You think they're going to use the same sound again?
Dude, I hope not, dude.
$5 says they do.
Violent noise set that happens when he gets shot?
Shall we try it once?
Thank you, D-Man. That's kind of an unusual shirt, right?
Let's have quiet,
Just can't really see on camera.
Quiet! Rehearsal.
That door is godlike.
Take your places, please.
Come on. Ready for rehearsal? Okay. Hammer.
This business gives me a funny feeling.
Art Deco, Eddie.
I don't know, it just gives me a funny feeling, that's all. Supposing we should
Reminds
have
me of
somebody
the,
else's shot.
The scene from Robocop. Not from Robocop.
Well, maybe it is
Batman.
and maybe it ain't.
The staircase scene.
Anyway, I don't like the set and I don't like the title of the picture. The Death Kiss. Yeah. From now on, we have no more titles with death in it.
Getting superstitious?
Say, you ain't got no nerves. Well, I ain't afraid either, but I'm just a little scared, that's all.
What can possibly happen?
That's it, anything.
I must have been overlooking something.
Oh, bloody shame, sir. Most annoying. Right under me very nose.
Wait a minute.
What's the matter now?
I can't get it with the mic there.
Well, go ahead and fix it the way you want it.
Swing it in here, Father. Come on, Father. Now down a little closer.
Oh, shit. This looks a little tough.
Is that in your picture?
No, you're safe there.
Okay, test it.
Well, it's not in the picture. Why wasn't it there in the first place? Get it as close as you can.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Testing
Microphone
1, 2,
number
3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay for sound.
It's Vencabot right there.
The classic. Could be my great-great-grandpappy for all I know.
I can see you wearing that kind of outfit.
Dude, I wish, bro. I'd be drowning in it.
Lieutenant, can I see you a minute?
Well, if it isn't our little mystery writer. I knew you'd turn up. Have you solved it?
Come over here a minute.
What a creep, don't grab me.
What's the revelation?
Well, I went through the clothes that Brent wore the night before he was murdered. I found a room key to the Cliffside Inn in his pocket. I went up to the inn and found that he'd registered there the night before as Mr. and Mrs. Brent.
Not unusual for him, was it?
No, but the husband of the woman that was with him waited for Brent in the telephone booth in the lobby. When Brent came down, they had a fight. Brent beat him up and left with the woman. Now, there's your motive. The fellow who hid in the telephone booth is the fellow who murdered Brent.
It's a motive, sure. But it seems to me that everyone around here had a motive.
About to say,
Yes, but this same man knew a lot about electricity and a lot about film. Now, Chalmers couldn't have thrown that cigarette butt in the film because he was nowhere around at the time. Marcia couldn't have poured acid on the negative. Well, she knows less about film than you do. But this same fellow, whoever it was, found out that Chalmers had discovered his contraption in the lamp. Stole Marcia's car, took acid again, Dr. Chalmers' gin, and then returned the car.
Yes, but why did he take Miss Lane's car?
To give himself a double-headed out. If you believed that suicide gag, well, that was the end of it. If you didn't, everything pointed to Marcia. Whatever happened, he wouldn't be suspected.
Yeah? But you have got to show me that the guy who was at the inn is someone here at the studio. And that he had access to the light, the film, the car, and everything else.
Well, that's easy. The man who hid in the telephone booth left this trademark.
What is it?
What's this?
Well, you know as well as I do. The scribblings a man makes on a piece of paper are as identifying as his signature.
Oh. Now all we've got to do is to find the guy that scribbles like this, huh?
Well, I've done that, too.
Oh.
Take a look at this.
What is it?
Where did you get this?
In Grossmith's office. Now, Avery, Steiner, Grossmith, and Howell were in there having a conference.
Then you think one of those four killed Brent?
Yes.
Son of a gun, dude.
This is interesting.
All right, credit where credit's due, guys.
But I've only your word for it, and that don't count for much. Well, I'll keep your paper dolls. But you have got to get me more substantial evidence than this before I can let Miss Lane go.
Dude, do your own fucking job.
You're a cop! Why is the writer doing the... That's like Venka, the Twitch streamer, helping the police solve murders.
Dude, that could be an awesome idea for a fucking show, dude.
Take good care of these guns, boys, and don't forget to check them back to me. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, for God's sake, be careful with these guns.
Guns are all over the place. I love this world. Cops just getting advice from writers.
Loaded?
It's like the best.
Enough. I just looked at it. Mind if I look?
Not at all.
Hey, give me a gun.
Clear to you? All right, we'll take it. Is everybody ready? Let's make it.
Is it a show
fire up, will
apples?
you please? Sure.
The streamer gets fucking hired by the police without pay.
Oh, God. Castle with Nathan Fillion. I remember that show.
Frank, I've been so worried about you.
Darling,
Yeah,
I'm hot on
we
the
gotta
trail.
do it.
I've got
A
an
Twitch
idea.
streamer
If I
helps the
like,
cops.
I'll have this whole thing wrapped up and tied before you
That's
know
the
it.
But don't go away before I'm through, will you?
Well, you bet I won't.
Miss Lane, will you stand on a minute, please?
This guy is so suspicious, dude. I wouldn't trust anything this guy says. He's got a huge interest in her not going to jail. He would say and do anything to keep her out of jail, bro. She did it, guys.
Isn't loaded, is it?
What do you think? I'm crazy?
Mind if I look?
Oh, go ahead.
What the fuck is with this guy? What is he doing?
The plot master?
Thanks.
He's having to peek at all the guns.
Say, Bill, those aren't the same guns you used before, are they?
I know, I couldn't get 38s before, so I slipped in 45s. Nobody knew the difference.
Do you mean 38s were called for before?
Yeah, they made a row about it.
Who insisted on it?
Okay, coming up.
Come on with me.
Uh-oh.
Listen, I've got it. This is Bill, the property man. He tells me on the day that Brent was murdered, he was definitely ordered to give all the extras 38 caliber guns.
Yeah?
Did you get it? 38 caliber guns were ordered. Now, if Bill had supplied them, we'd have never have known that it wasn't an accident.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit.
He's mic'd up right now.
But he didn't. He substituted 45s. That's how we knew it was a murder. Now, the fellow who ordered those 38s...
Say, who ordered those guns?
Go ahead, Bill. Tell him.
Well, it was Mr.
Everybody stand up! Lights! Give me a light! Here you are, kids.
Oh, man.
color in these prints. I noticed that.
You know these iPhone effects in 1932.
That's clearly a restoration effect.
This gunfire.
He went this way.
I love shooting in old movies. They're shooting at point blank range and nothing gets hit.
When they're shooting, it's flashing red. What a weird gimmick. But I'm here for it.
Again, I think that's part of the restoration. See, like, there's a small light for the flashlights.
Yeah.
Someone went in and colored it in.
We're just running left and right.
Oh, he's empty. Whoa! Oh no!
I didn't expect that.
Y'all want to see a dead body?
Avery.
Mr. Avery.
So he's the one that ordered the guns.
Yes, and I told you about him under the microphone. He was listening in with the earphones.
So it was him.
Don't look at him now. He's dead.
Dead. Yes. I am glad.
The woman at the Cliffside Inn, huh?
Oh man.
God.
Whoa!
You stay here, Hilliker. Come on, go with me.
The fuck?
It was lit.
I got him. I got him.
Yeah, let's fucking go, dude.
There's your man. Who is he?
Oh, Mr. Blue
Suffer for
Note.
this, you despicable cad.
So, you're a policeman, huh?
Oh, come on, dude. Give him a break. The guy was trying to escape. I mean, in his defense, I would have tried to escape too.
Both fucking laughing in his face.
I know, I need help him out the entire time and fucking
To you, too. I'm
traded
sorry.
him out. That's how it is.
I was so unpleasant.
You know, at first I could have sworn it was you.
I knew it, and it made me quite angry. But you're much more clever than I gave you credit for.
Well, that sounds like a new contract.
We can talk about that.
Oh, he
later.
writes for the movies. Oh, okay. And explains. I was like, well, what is this guy's relationship with the theater, with the studio?
Lieutenant,
Yeah.
would you mind telling me why it is that detectives always wear their hats, even in the presence of ladies?
Well, sure. That's so we won't have anything in our hands or arms in case we have to use them.
That's one for the book. Do you mind if I write it in right now?
I hate that guy so much. I hate him so much.
Oh my god, the ending fade.
Oh my god.
Girl.
All right, guys.
That one was great.
Thoughts on the film, Henry? What do you think about it, dude?
Very well done. Pretty cool little whodunit. Not very innovative, but very classic. Bela Lugosi's in it.
He was
Not
in
much
it,
of a
but barely in
featured
it.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a featured player, but that's about it. But again, really solid movie. I've seen worse, but there's a lot worse out there.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. What do you think, Eat?
You know, classic whodunit, and I don't know. There's a couple shot transitions I really liked. A couple pan shots that I thought were really good for, especially for the time being.
Yeah.
Imagining the kind of railway system they would have to create to do such work. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought that was really interesting.
Cameras were humongous back then.
And then, like, I don't know, the gunfire as well was also really interesting. How they like chose to make it that way.
I'm pretty sure that I'm sure that was a restoration job because that's clearly someone
Yeah,
went
that's-
in and
That's what I would assume
effects.
because I didn't think that's what would happen back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder when it was restored. It's such a weird thing. They only added it for the gunshots and for
Just
the
rest, yeah.
for like the climax, I guess, right? To make the climax more hype.
Yeah,
I meant to see it because there was a small orange bit when the film caught on fire. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah, I
"That's
forgot
kinda
about that. Yeah, the people in the stream
yeah,
didn't see
just
it.
like the lanterns at the end were yellow as well.
Yeah, it was very strange, but I was like, it's a pretty cool little thing. It's, and that technique's real simple. They just literally paint over the film.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, so guys, you guys are watching on Twitch. When I stream, I have the black and white filter over the whole screen. So you guys didn't see, but I forgot that when the film burnt up, when they were watching it in the little theater, the film of the murder, and they got burned, yeah, it did flash orange and yellow there like fire. I didn't even notice that. It's crazy how you think that I would notice that considering the whole film was black and white, but maybe because I'm colorblind, I didn't really pick it out. Yeah, my thoughts are that it was pretty corny, pretty corny. Like it had a lot of comedy elements to it. But I agree that the actual directing was pretty good. Like the shots and stuff for the time for 1930s.
Yeah. No, the tropes were classic, but I mean the overall delivery of what was going on, I thought was it kept my attention. It kept me here.
Oh yeah, very simple. It was really, really, really well done. Who done it?
Yeah, very, very simple, very cool. And my feeling was that it was not the best film we ever watched Pizza in a movie. I got high hopes for the remaining films. So up next is a film called Invisible Ghost. I think it's going to be more of a horror. I think it also has murder elements. Yeah, I'll be right back in about
maybe
5
more
minutes.
Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, hopefully more Bela Lugosi. This one had very little of him in it. And what it had was great, though. His voice is so godlike.
Yeah, I mean, the doofy cop had more of a bit in the movie.
I like him the most of all the
Officer
characters.
Doofy.
Have you noticed, Mika, that in a lot of these movies, especially in the 30s, there's always this underlying bit of humor that they throw into every kind of movie. It doesn't matter if it's a horror film, gangster film, little mystery films. There's always these little bits and pieces of humor that they slide in.
Yeah.
You don't see that in modern day. You don't like if you threw in some humor in like Seven, that doesn't really happen. Even though there is some that's unintentional. They don't do it deliberately, I guess.
Yeah, you're kind of right. Yeah, and there are modern films out there that have that sort of the darkness and the humor together. But you're right that these classic films seem pretty common.
I think one of the best examples of that is No Country for Old Men. That movie's dark, but there's some really, really funny bits inside of it, which is really fucking weird.
Yeah, so Apple says here, what the hell? Where's Dracula? Yeah, there's going to be no Dracula in all of these films tonight. This is after Dracula came out. Let's go blaze it.
No Dracula, no.
Yeah, we had Bela Lugosi as the studio
probably
manager.
could find.
It's just someone talking like Dracula.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Chevy Jones
that's
says,
the
"Tell
thing.
with those last lines there." Yeah, those last lines were something else here. And Katie's favorite part was when Dracula came out. I thought Dracula was gonna be the killer for a minute there when they showed the guy like above the above the stage. I thought it might have been Bela Lugosi up there, but no.
Very true. Very true.
Just whips out a cape, shadow.
Here's a question: Who is your favorite Dracula? Of all the actors that have played Dracula, who is your favorite Dracula?
1990s Dracula.
But that
Gary
was
Oldman?
The guy that was in Fifth Element. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Gary Oldman.
Yeah,
He's very,
Professional.
very good.
All those other good movies he was
Yeah,
in.
he's a
Yeah,
fucking legend.
that's my favorite
Okay.
Dracula.
Sid and Nancy,
Yeah.
Fifth Element, that kind of stuff. He's really, really good.
Yeah, top actor for me as well.
Oh yeah, he's
a
super
psycho.
good.
He's very dedicated.
130,000. Interesting.
So yeah, I would say that's definitely my different, I don't know,
That was the
rendition
run.
of that.
Who's your favorite, Venka?
My favorite Dracula. I really haven't seen a lot of Dracula. It's kind of hard for me to pick one. Yeah, I had a friend that was obsessed with the '90s film Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, that's the Francis Coppola one that Gary Oldman played. It's
Yeah.
a really good. It's dramatic as hell, and I think it's a bit to the over dramatic sometimes, but it's really, really well done. And Gary Oldman's a fucking beast in that movie. It's super good. I think mine.
Demon ass.
I think mine is going to be is Christopher Lee. He's very underrated. The Hammer horror films of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. The Satanic Rites of Dracula is probably one of my favorite movies he's ever done.
Fuck yeah.
That's a really, really good one. Or Dracula 1972 is a really good one as well. There's a few other
Dracula
actors.
Dead and Loving It. Classic.
Leslie Nielsen is amazing. That is a classic movie. God, I love that movie so much. Like my favorite part.
You're good. You're good. Everyone knows me here.
My what was it? My favorite part of that movie is when they go to kill Lucy, and they just tap the spike, and the blood just flies everywhere inside the mausoleum. It's the best part of that entire movie. Love it. Leslie Nielsen's a good Dracula. For how shitty the movie is, the guy they picked to play Dracula in Blade Trinity is actually not bad of an actor.
I haven't seen Blade Trinity yet.
Oh God, it's so bad. It's bad in that so good. It's so good. It's so goofy. And I think his name is Dominic Purcell. He was in a show called Prison Break, and he plays Drake, or essentially Dracula.
Season 1 of Prison Break. OD.
Really, I never really got into that shit.
The max.
It's
so
It
good.
was pretty bad, but he says he likes Dennis O'Hare as Russell Edgington, who's basically HBO Dracula. Scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's a pretty good version of him as well. What's a really good Dracula? There's a few other ones here and there. There's a Frank Langella remake in the 70s. I forget who played him though.
Neo, you got too many favorites, Doc. We gotta pick one.
It's Christopher Lee for sure. Christopher Lee's a really good one. That's my favorite one. Dude, if you ever want to do a deep dive on Christopher Lee, Jesus Christ, that dude was a British spy in World War II and a secret. He ran secret ops in the war. Like he had like military secrets he'd never divulged and shit. It was like holy crap.
Okay, you guys ready with the paused on 0 for Invisible Ghost?
Yes, sir. Already.
Okay, I'm gonna do my thing here then.